What up, Kim folk? It's your boy, the Do-Rag Gamer, aka William Talley, aka Screwface Capone, aka Jackknife the Killer. Now, normally I like doing video game related content. I do Twitch streams, I do Let's Plays, I do reviews, and I'm getting into top 10 lists. I've been doing written articles on Poly TV. Some of y'all might have seen the $20 Game of the Week articles I used to do. But right now, I want to speak on something that's been bugging me for the past few weeks. I mean, not really bugging me per se, but just something that's been bothering me. Just something that I want to speak on tonight. Anyways, the film Black Panther made its way to theaters last weekend. A lot of people enjoy it. A lot of people are getting into it. It's the number one film in the country right now. You see a lot of people dressed up in African garb, cosplaying, getting into the role, really trying to project themselves into Wakanda. I know you even seen a little Facebook video with the dudes having the drum line before the film started. I thought that was cool. But you know what though? First of all, I wanna before I get into what I want to speak on, I want to go back and go into the history of the character because I know like with a lot of movies, especially with superheroes, a lot of people aren't so much familiar with the source material. So I just want to tell you a little bit about the origins, about the characters' origins and some of the key story arcs, and hopefully you'll have a little starting point for if you wanna check these things out yourself. So anyway, Black Panther debuted in issue 52 of Fantastic Four back in 1966. He was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. As you know, he's the king of his own nation, Wakanda, and his nation's is built around this substance called vibranium, which you'll learn more about in the film. So as a result, he's a very wealthy. So not only is he the king of his own nation, but he's also a very wealthy man. He's got riches. He's even richer than even Tony Stark and Bruce Wayne, aka Batman. He's also a very intelligent scientist too. He's on par with folks like Reed Richards, Hank Pym, aka Giant Man, and Hank McCoy, aka Beast. He's been a part of he's been an ally and a member of the Fantastic Four, and he's been a part of several Avengers lineups. One of which being called the Illuminati, which was a gathering of some of the biggest brains in the Marvel universe. And he's also been a member of what's called the Ultimates, which was a team of cosmic level heroes that deal with cosmic level threats such as Galactus. About his tenure in the Ultimates, he was actually fighting alongside characters such as Miss Marvel and Spectrum. So, like, these are people who are on par with folks like Superman and Wonder Woman, and like he's the weakest one in the group, but he's helping them out against folks like against all these big cosmic entities. So that's how impressive he is. Anyway, following his debut in Fantastic Four, he had a starting feature in a book called Jungle Action. So that's like when you had the books like Tales of Suspense and Amazing Fantasy, which featured Ant-Man and which featured like I think Ant-Man and Amazing Fantasy, where Spider-Man debuted. So he finally got his own ongoing feature during the 70s, and he had a story arc where he fought against the Ku Klux Klan. And like during the early 2000s, a writer named Christopher Priest wrote the book as part of the Marvel Knights subline, and basically what that was a whole thing where they re-examined his role in the Marvel universe, his Wakanda's place on the world stage, and even Black Panther's membership in the Avengers when it was revealed that he joined the team to spy on them. Another key writer who dealt with the book was named Reginald Hudlin, who I think was the president of BET. He was the one who wrote the issues where he had married Storm of the X-Men, And also, it was during this time where he had joined the Fantastic Four, so David had some story arcs where he was acting as a member of the Fantastic Four and exploring the Marvel multiverse. And also, there was Black Panther, the Man Without Fear, where this was at a time where he had lost his powers and was no longer king of Wakanda, but he made his way to Hell's Kitchen, where he was taking over for Daredevil for a while, and that was another key, and that was another big arc that was in the late 2000s, I believe. And currently, a writer named Ta-Nehisi Coates, and correct me if that's the wrong pronunciation of his name, but he's currently writing the book right now, and his run has been met with a lot of positivity as well. I think he's taking an approach similar to like Christopher Priest, where he's re-examining like Black Panther and the nation of Wakanda, and like redefining several key concepts, and like just and, just like laying out that big roadmap to like what the mythos should be, kind of like I would say like when almost like when Claremont was writing the X-Men back in the day. So anyway, as far as his cinematic debut, as you know, he debuted it in 2016's Captain America: Civil War. So this film is actually the first time he's headlining a film. I know, like several years ago, Wesley Snipes had been originally attached to the role and had his own script, but I guess those plans fell through for whatever reason. But this is the first time he's headlined. The Black Panther has headlined a feature film, and it's going to lead into May's Infinity War. So I'm going to link to some of these books in the description. So if you're interested in doing more reading, you can go to maybe Amazon.com, Comixology, or your local comic shop and find out some of these things. So anyway, back to the topic. So now first of all, there are a lot of people who legitimately didn't like the film. So those aren't the people I'm speaking to. So if you're one of those people, then feel free to go right now. You can turn off this video, go find something else. Enjoy your evening, enjoy your day, enjoy your afternoon, whatever. Goodbye. See you later. Now beyond those people, there are like three camps of people who are detractors of the film. First of all, you got butthurt DC fans. Batman vs Superman didn't do as well, and neither did Justice League critically. So you heard about how they were supposed to be review bombing Metacritic and whatnot. So really, who cares what they think? See ya, bye. And secondly, you got what's called the alt-right. I'm gonna just call it as it is. Racist white folks. The ones who will be whining out, oh, why isn't there a White Panther? Why is this cast mostly black? Like every time give me 1 second. Always drink H2O. Get 8 glasses a day. Anyway, like every time the discussion of diversity comes up in like any form of media, they bitch about social justice warriors. You're pandering to social justice warriors. But the issue of representation, that's another topic for another time. So for right now, we're going to ignore those guys as well. Now there's a third and final group, which I am talking about, which are the Hoteps. For those of you who don't know what a Hotep is, they're basically a supposedly woke black person who is completely afrocentric and throws anybody who isn't a straight black male under the bus. I mean, at first they seem like they'll drop knowledge, but then they'll be so fucking self-righteous, so hateful, and just so, I mean, it's difficult to describe what they are in this context, but most of their shtick centers around like ancient Egypt. So That's one identifying sign of a Hotep because, as you may or may not know, Hotep is an Egyptian word which means peace. But anyway, you've been seeing like social media posts about how if you're giving money to Black Panther, you're giving money to white-owned Marvel and Disney, or when is about the real Black Panther party, or or why do you guys show up the voting like you did this Black Panther film, or why aren't you guys supporting it? Why did you guys support Birth of a Nation like you did this film, or such and such? First of all, I like to say to those people, let people enjoy things, man. Let people enjoy things. It's like every time something cool comes out, some people are having fun, lots of people are enjoying it, or lots of people are enjoying themselves. Some wet blankets gotta come down and try to ruin it for everybody. Like they're supposed to be so they're so cool and you're so lame for enjoying it. Like I'll give you an example. The whole when Pokemon Go thing was a thing 2 years back. Like, I mean, I think people still play it, but like 2 years ago, like everybody and their mama was walking around hunting down Pokemon and yapping. Even I was playing it. Everybody was looking for that rare Pokemon or whatever. It's like people were going on Twitter and Reddit and talking about how cool they were for not playing it and how lame people were. Like, even though people are out here like legitimately enjoying this thing, people got to be like wet blankets, and it's not like any real problem that they see with the thing. It's just this thing where I got everybody else is enjoying something, so it's mainstream. So I gotta be this cool cat who's gotta deride, who's gotta what's the word I'm looking for? Who's gotta detract from it because I'm anti-establishment. I'm cool and I'm not following this trend. I'm not following this trend or whatnot. That's what it comes down to, and that's the same thing as it is with Black Panther. And once again, if you legitimately didn't like it, then I'm not talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who detract from shit just because it's popular. Now as far as the whole debate over like what, I'll take Birth of a Nation as an example. Like you're comparing a superhero flick to this period piece. I mean, like Birth of a Nation. I mean, it wasn't promoted that well, and there was some serious backlash over some rape allegations that the director was being accused of at the time, and like this, and even with other films like maybe Selma or whatnot. I mean, you're comparing apples to oranges, and like really, and now as far as like everybody showing up, why didn't everybody show up to vote? Now, first of all, I agree that the turnout in in the last presidential election could have been better, but you got to admit that we've been improving. I mean, if you look down at what happened like with last year's election with that Roy Moore guy, like over 90% of black people came out to vote this time. So there's even that. So I can care about I can care about two things at once. So I mean, it's like this. I mean, I'm in a nerd. I'm into I know this world is shitty right now. I mean, we got our president is frankly a piece of shit. I mean, we got kids shooting up their schools. We got cops shooting up innocent black folks, innocent black men, women, and even innocent white people, innocent people of all races. What else is going on? You got all this homelessness. We could be in war with North Korea at any second. And just a bunch of other people every day are suffering from illnesses. People are homeless. I mean, it's a bunch of there's not a single person in this world who's not going through stuff. But you know, all this stuff. I mean, even without like even without Black Panther, I mean, all this stuff that people can get into, all these video games, these TV shows, and these comics. I mean, they can take away and help us forget the fact that things are shitty, you know. And without spoiling the film, because I'm not going to spoil it, and the film does offer some kind of commentary on these political issues. So it's not like all these things are in a bubble. See, check it out. I'm a huge dork. I'm a huge comic book fan. You can see my TV show. I got you can see from my T-shirt. I don't know why I said TV show. You can see from my T-shirt. I got the Secret War shirt with Spider-Man on it. If you look from over there, there's my giant size X-Men cover. There's my giant size X-Men poster. And what else? It's just things that it's just all these things, like, you know, there is some good stuff in the world, and being able to enjoy these things, they can help. It makes the world less crappy for me and other folks. So that's what I'm saying. You know, let people enjoy things. You know, the world's already shitty enough without folks like you trying to harp on other folks for enjoying shit. You know. And as far as us putting money in the white man's hand, okay, we know it's a given that we're giving money to Marvel and Disney. It's their character. It's Marvel's character. They made the movie. Like I said, it was Stan Lee and Jack Kirby who created the character. Oh, and by the way, Marvel Comics, is the same people who gave you X-Men, which is an allegory for race relations. So, yeah, there's that. And really, it's funny that you bitch about giving money to white folks, but you're posting about this shit on social media, Reddit, Twitter, Facebook. Facebook is owned by Mark Zuckerberg, a white person, and you're also doing it from your phones and tablets, which are made by companies that are owned by white people. And you got data plans from companies that are also owned by white people. So if you're gonna bitch about putting money in about your brothers and sisters who are putting money in the white man's hands by seeing this flick, why don't at least keep it consistent? You know, and if you are pissed about people putting money in their hands, that should inspire you to push forward and come up with your own stuff. You know, let's come up with our own production companies. Let's see our own. I'm hard at work on trying to launch a video game, on trying to launch my own video game company. You know, let's start coming with our own stuff. If you're sick of seeing this all the time. Now, of course, I know, like, this is not the end all and be all for black entertainment, but look at it like this. This film was directed by Ryan Coogler, who gave you Fruitvale Station, who gave you Balboa. And this film, it includes people like Michael B. Jordan, Chadwick Boseman, Forrest Whitaker, Angela Bassett, and please correct me if I don't pronounce her name right, but it's Lupita Nyong'o. Again, I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name. Please feel free to correct me in the comments. But still, we gotta. This is a film done by a black director with a black predominantly cast, and it's one of the few films that isn't a period piece like Selma and 12 Years a Slave, which doesn't show us as gangbangers, drug dealers, drug addicts, poor, violent criminals. They show us as being kings and queens in Africa. The young girl Shuri, she's being shown as an intelligent scientist. When was the last time you seen black people at roles of this caliber and it not being a period piece? Of course, like I said, it's not the end all and be all of black entertainment. It's just, but it's big. It's a step forward. You know, it's just like with when Wonder Woman came out last year. That was a big film for women. Um, how many superhero films did you see headlined by a woman that weren't shit like Elektra and Catwoman were? And it's like with Black Panther, how many superhero films do you see that were headlined by a black guy and in fact, weren't comedy films like Black Man and Meteor Man and didn't suck like Steel did. And yes, I know about Blade the Vampire Hunter. We know about Blade. We love Blade. I mean, yeah, it's impossible to talk about Black Panther without talking about with. I definitely got to mention Blade because that was a huge turning point for superhero films. So you definitely got to give it up to Blade the Vampire Hunter. And I'm going to talk about him in a future episode. But for now, we're talking about BP. So again, my point is let people. And yes, I know that Black Panther is not the first black superhero film. It's not even the first black good one. But look at the years between the first Blade, or even the last Blade film, and Black Panther, 2005 all the way to 2018. So we've had between that time we've had 3 Captain America films, 3 Iron Man films, 3 Fantastic Four films, 4 Spider-Man films, and so many others, which starred white superheroes. Of course, we didn't mind, of course, but how many times have we gotten a film? Have we seen us on the screen? You know, so that's what it's all about. Again, I know it's not the end all and be all, but again, let people enjoy stuff. You know, if you're not going to see the movie, then that's your business. If you don't like the movie, that's your business. But let people enjoy things. You know. So that's all. That's all I wanted to say. Just wanted to get that off my chest. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and keep a lookout for my upcoming website, williamtalley.com. I'm going to let you know about all that stuff about when I'm going to be doing Twitch streams and whatnot. But anyway, it's Saturday night. It's actually the 25th of February. I'm turning 37 and this Monday, so happy birthday to me. So anyway, I'm going to talk your head off 2 more. You have a great night and have a great rest of the weekend.